Okay, well, hi everybody. It's Jane from Living Skies Creative and Vintage, or Vintage and Creative, however you'd like to put it. But today I'm going to be doing a little bit of the creative part. Well, I'm going to be showing off what I did yesterday that was kind of a creative experiment. So, first of all, I think what I'll do is I'll talk about the National Geographic pages that I did a little while ago. I did a few more yesterday, and we're going to look at those. But I just want to talk about these and how they compare to the new ones. So these ones that I did had a lot of the Goo Gone that I bought from Canadian Tire on it, and I found that it took a long time for them to dry. I don't think the colors mixed as much as I would have liked them to. And I probably shouldn't have played with them as much as I did, because this is the one where I had all the book together and I was flipping the pages back and forth, and I got a few good ones, but I ended up getting a lot with just text in that on it, and I'm not necessarily happy with those. So what I did with these next ones is I was a little more selective in the pages that I tore out of the National Geographic book. And with this, I used less of the Goo Gone, and I was able to, because I had separated them, make sure I had some on both sides. I used less, so I think I got a few more dramatic marks out of it, and I think it it still reacted in much the same way. With less of the text, I also got probably a lot less of the black going. So this one turned out really well. I liked that, and I like the different textures after I leave it for so long too. Certain things is, I'll take out portions of it and I will use it for that, but I like that texture that's come out of that one. This one looks pretty good. Yeah, that actually has some little birds in there. So I liked, they almost look like little ghosts of. This was a colorful map. And on the back it had some nice colors. This one had some quite a few underwater scenes in it, so there's going to be a lot of the blues. But I'm really happy with the way a lot of these came out with the different textures too. The textures, I think, have more of a variety compared to, compared to the ones I had previous. And I was able to get what I think is more color into the palette, instead of having such only a dark gray or dark palette. This one's really quite dramatic in its markings. And some of those, so that's going to be, look at this one. That one's going to be lots of fun to play with. And you can see you get different tones of colors against each other. And ghost shadows. So these will be fun. Let's just keep looking through this. I like that. I like that. That's the way it goes. But yeah, I find using less of the medium, and I gave it a little more time. This one turned out really well. I like the way that turned out. Allowing it more time before I started separating the pages and or playing with them, I think gave me a few more of the dramatic marks going on. That's a nice one. So, and I got a few more colors than the last time, it seems. Some of the base colors are now showing through. It's not just black or gray. So yeah, some of the pictures came through really nice still. There's a couple right at the back here. Oh, this is the good one. A couple right at the back there. That's quite dramatic. But I've got a couple of fold outs blue on those. Blues and purples and yellows. I like the face. Oh, this one's quite a nice piece. Oh, here's the fold out, one big fold out. That turned out pretty good. I like that. And then this one, this one, I like this one also because of the ghostly faces on here. Where's the one I had of the hotel? Well, probably got it set aside. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, I did play with, not this set, but some of the pictures that I had gotten from the previous try with the Goo Gone, and just in my art journal. So I've ripped them up and glued them down and made a small collage out of it. And so this piece, and this piece have had the citrusol on the surface. You know, I'm rubbing pretty hard, so maybe that, I can't tell if that was the ink I got maybe from the brand new ones. They're not quite perfectly dry. But basically they're not coming off any more than anything else would. What I did do is I did add some color to the edges using my Neocolor IIs and a little bit of black charcoal, a little bit of water, and so I played along the edges with water, and it doesn't seem to have moved this. I'm tempted. I'm gonna try, I think, to put a little color up here and see what happens. In fact, let's try that right now. Let's try that right now. I do still have a brush and some water in front of me, and I have the Neocolor IIs here. So what color do I want? I want kind of like that. I don't want to make it too blue, but I'll take the water and I'll spread it. We'll see how that works together. But it's still, you know, it's still a glossy magazine, so that you've got the pictures out of. And right now the magazine's kind of acting like any other magazine I would imagine would. I'm just going to add a little bit of what should I add to that? A little bit of this lighter blue, I think. Just a touch, yeah. Okay, let's see if I can move some of that with my water. This is my experimental book. I just used oh yeah, it's gonna work. I don't want to take it off. It seems to be, you know, it's easy to take it off the shiny surface. So I'm pouncing it. Might just keep the color more in place and set it, because I want it to kind of meld into that ink that's been created this pattern in the sky, and I think it's going to work. Actually, I can set that aside and let that dry for a little bit, but let's just do that. So I think, before I run away, I think that experiment that I did with the Goo Gone and the National Geographic magazines is a success. No, it's not moving the ink now that it's resettled back to where it was. So I think once you do your, use whatever with your National Geographic, yeah, that ink stays where you want it, stays where it was, and isn't going to move again unless you put more Citrusolve on there. So I like that. That could lead to some very interesting collages. So there's a, that's, I like how these have turned out. I've got some, I can, just cutting that out would be interesting, just the color on that. And I might take photocopies. It would be really interesting. I saw a trick about getting photocopies on tissue paper. You just tape some tissue paper basically to photocopy paper and run it through just like you would anything else. So I'm going to try that too. But here's the other experiment that I did yesterday. And I did some avocado dye. Just move these Nat Geo papers over. I had some avocados, been sitting, and I keep them in my freezer. When I take the skins and I take the seeds, and I just throw them in a bag and throw them in my freezer. And when I want to make dye, and I have made dye with them once before, but I didn't have that much luck with it. I didn't like what color it turned out. It turned out like kind of basically brown. But I heard about a trick, bicarbonate of soda, and so I tried that and brought my avocados up to a boil, threw that little bit of baking soda, that's what it is, bicarbonate of soda, baking soda, in the water, and brought the temperature down, looked at it again, maybe 15 minutes later, and it wasn't very red. So I also opted to add a little more baking soda and some vinegar, which also makes the baking soda react. And so I got a couple of different shades of what I would call a raspberry or rusty red. And let's take a look. The first thing I threw, or not the first thing I threw in there, but I have a file folder that I put through the dye process. Let's just undo it, and it was just easy to keep everything in there. And I think it turned out pretty good. I threw some extra splotches at it. What I might do with this is I can make this into actually a folder, and then you can fold it like this or like this again. That, make pockets on that, and I could decorate that and make that into something. And then I had a couple of pages from a really old book that I thought would be interesting to see how the dye reacted with the paper, and it's given me a nice color. Those would be, probably torn up or something behind them, so you don't really see the pictures necessarily. And then this is another one, and again, just makes interesting to see the colors that you get when you throw papers in there. I also threw in an old map. Like, this is like got to be from the 1980s, and that turned out like the dye really worked well on that. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I will cut that up and use it for journal pages, journaling. Because what I'm planning to do is I'd like to make myself my own little art journal with some my dyed papers and see how that works out. So this is just a AutoCAD worksheet that I threw a copy in there. Here's some more older papers that I had in my stash, and they've turned out pretty nice. Some graph paper, that I have stashed. There's some nice markings on there. The blue transferred, I think, onto some other pages. I think there's one coming up here, but these ones turned out pretty nice. And you can see I got some different shades of, just I like this. I could cut that out right there and use that for something. This blue may have leaked onto other ones, but I like how I achieve different variations of color too. Different papers will give you different colors, and different lengths of time in the dye will give you different colors. Oh, and I still have 2 little jelly jars full of it. Look at that one. Isn't that one nice? That one probably had some salt on it and maybe a little bit of coffee. I like this one. That one turned out pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that's coffee. But yeah, I had some ground coffee and some salt that I was throwing around. Oh, and I thought some of these papers I might try. This is the one I was talking about that turned out pretty cool. I thought that I might take some of my inks and just kind of ink up some of these papers also before I start assembling them. So these papers were kind of a Manila color, and they turned more raspberry, and now I'm coming into the white papers, and you can see they get more pinkish. This one was in the vat for a little while. Oh no, that's that heavier paper that I had. Nope, that's the white paper. Yeah, that was in there for a while. Just quite a bit of difference there. And then I had some book pages. And they're kind of crazy. They've all kind of like come to different splotches and splitches and things, so I can use them. They turned, yeah, more of a rusty raspberry. And then I had some ivory paper with it had quite a different texture to it, so it got thrown in. So I've got some pretty nice ones there, like that on the back of that one. And then I had a couple of big manila envelopes, and I think these will be cool if I make them into like a junk journal like this, and then just have papers on the inside. And I'm gonna have 2 pockets there, so that could be part of it. And then I have another manila envelope that I can play with. And oh yeah, these were some heavier papers that I had, almost a construction paper feel to them, and they got quite a bit of markings on them. They absorbed quite a bit more of the dye than just some of the copy paper. This was kind of a blue shaded, thicker mixed media paper. Turned out pretty good. Oh, here's the blue ones right here. Sorry, those were more of a white mixed media, and then these 2 started out that intense blue color there, baby blue color. And now I've got this. So really happy with my experiments, and I hope that you guys will join me when I start assembling all of these and make it into a junk journal. So I'll let you know when that starts happening. Thanks for coming along and checking out my experiments. And if you can, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you will, please subscribe and share. And, well, all I ask is come back and see me again sometime, and we'll have some more RE fun. So we'll see you then. Bye now.